And this is our little puppy, and he's going to be giving us some tips on the exam, how you need to submit your assignment for Scratch program. Now, the session asked a question where he wanted to know whether this is an ongoing basis, basically the 3 o'clock lecture, because he has a, now it's lecture. I have that time booked on the timetable. Had we had a physical tutorial, then I would have been in the lab with the tutor, and they would have been assisting us with practicals. Because we don't have physical lectures where we attend classes on campus, this 3 o'clock lecture basically fell away, but it is still available for me to use. Okay, so that is why we moved to the 3 o'clock lecture. Now, in terms of your assessment, I would just want to share my study guide with you. I've uploaded it to the, there we go, there's my study guide. I'm going to share it. You should be able to see it in a few seconds. The study guide is, it says, gives my details. I just want to go to the assessment part of it. All right, let's go through to the assessment, and prior to that is the learning outcomes. It says you need to know the key top-down design to design a simple application. Understand what are key programming concepts, IDE, how to debug in C++. That's the language of choice. And part of the assessments is being able to create a program in C++ or in the MATLAB certification. So this is the assessment part of it. I still have to give you a test. That's going to be an online assessment, a Scratch project, MATLAB certification, and online and makeup assessments. Now, I shouldn't be mentioning this to you, but I will keep this in mind in terms of the weightings. This may change, right, depending on how we perform and what happens towards the end of the year. All right? It will be a makeup test, and that we'll only know towards the end of the course. All right. So now in terms of the Scratch project, I introduced you to Scratch, and I'm going to take you through to our lecture that I had done in Scratch programming, which is recorded on YouTube. So let's go to the YouTube. Let me go and share my screen, YouTube. So in YouTube, you go to my channel, Pranav and Govender. And in Pranav and Govender, oh wow, I've got 248 subscribers. Oh, look at that. So you go down to the channel where it says CMIN101, CMIN101. And within CMIN101, they talk about how to log into Scratch. That's the video that you need to watch. And I also have another video that was 49 minutes long. That was week 1 where I spoke about the MATLAB log. So for now, the Scratch project, you need to watch this video. And I'd like your Scratch project to have some music in it. It must have some instructions on how you operate the program, what I need to consider as input. And I must have 2 characters out there. Remember we did the little cat? Do you remember the little cat? And it said, hello, my name is, how are you? I'm taking you back a couple of weeks now. Do you remember that? I'm trying to look for that program. Oh, no. This is not the wrong. This is the wrong video. Where's my CMIN101 video? Scratch Pro, how to log into Scratch. Right, this is the one. Wow, I've got 77 views. Okay, hello everybody. I'm going to pause the video for a little while, and I'm going to request questions from you. So, what questions do you have for me? What questions do you have about the project? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Right, so you have the video available to you. There's a question. Someone wants me to post it into the chat. I'm going to post the, I don't know how I'm going to post the meeting link in the chat group. It doesn't make sense, but I will do it. So I'm going to post it. That's the Teams link. And I'll also post the video that we watched in YouTube, right? How to log into Scratch. I want you to create a video like the one I created. Not a video, I mean, a Scratch project. I'm going to look for my Scratch project. But come on, what questions do you have? Even you can post it and type it out in the chat box. Type out your question, I can answer it. Type out the question. Okay, we'll continue with the video. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Who's been muting me? Please don't mute me. I am your lecturer. You shall not mute me. Only I can mute all of you. All right. Anybody with a question? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Anyone with a question? Question? Go ahead, speak. Hello. No questions. Okay. I think then I should ask now for a due date. If you're not going to ask me a question, I'm going to give you a due date. How about the Scratch project is due on Thursday? What do you say to that? Hello? Scratch project is due on Thursday. Is due on Thursday. Anybody object?
Sir, object.
Today is the third.
No, sir.
So you can see. So you are listening to me. I got two objections. So I'm saying Scratch. I typed it out. Scratch project is due on Thursday, the 1st of November 2020. And okay, anybody wants it to be due on the 4th of November? That's tomorrow. Come on. Anyone wants it to be due on the 3rd of November? That's today, midnight. Are you there? It sounds like a science, seance or whatever you call it. I'm
here
to my Scratch account. And in my Scratch account, I just want to give you an example of a project that I had done. And by the way, when I first started the project, I passed it because I met all the assessment criteria. Meaning, I logged into Scratch. I had a sprite, not one, I had two. I had a bear and I had a cat, and I had music being played in the background, and I had some instructions to input a value, to output a value, and I had some computation on those values, right? So that was my Scratch project. And when they marked my project, all they did was access the website I had given to my examiner. So if you were listening to me over the last couple of weeks, you would have realized that I've been taking you through C++ program. And in C++ programming, we have similar features to Scratch, where there's variables. We had to input something into the variable. We had to do a computation on the variable, and we had a display of that variable. So that you consider as an object. At the end of that lesson, I wanted you to get to grips with what can be done to a variable. Variable, you can enter values into it, you can add values, you can erase, or you can change the value. And we even went and computed the remainder, integer remainder. So we said something like 11 mod 2, and we got a remainder of 1. So it said 11 divided by 2 is 5. Remainder that was stored in a variable. All right. So now I want you to take the same concepts that we were talking about in C++, and I want you to now apply it to program. Or you can take it off. Think of it another way. You're taking the concept that you learned in Scratch programming and you're applying it to C++. So like I said, in programming, we have input, processing, some storage that takes place, and we have output at the end. I think I'm getting some messages. I'm checking my phone. It says, oh no, this is the wife sending me messages. I thought it was you sending me WhatsApp messages. All right, it's not you guys sending me WhatsApp messages. All right. All right. Anybody disagrees with the 5th of November? We'd like it on the 6th of November. Would you like the assignment due on the 6th of November? Okay.
No, say.
Oh, who spoke? Who spoke? Somebody spoke. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. 6.5 of November. 7th of November. Amen. So firstly, I'll have a MATLAB certification for you. And then I'm going to have a Scratch project. And we have to have a short test in Moodle, or we'll have the test in MS Teams. Yay. Oh. Okay. No objections. Nobody says the test, the Scratch project is due of November at 12 o'clock.
Next week, Monday.
Project is due. I can't hear you. Is somebody saying something?
Next week.
Scratch project is due. Oh,
Next week, Monday.
So this, give me a date. Give me a date. What date is that? What date is that Monday? Let me look at my diary.
I think it's
So if today is this, yesterday was the 2nd, that'll be the 9th of November. All right. Scratch project is due on the 9th of November 2020 at 12 p.m. Yay! Thank you very much. Right? Anybody wants to second that motion? We are very democratic here. Anybody seconds that motion? What do you say? Yes, no, yes. Silence means it has been accepted. Fine. Scratch project is now due on 12th of November. Then post that into our WhatsApp group. All right, so I'm posting that into our WhatsApp group. Yay, thank you. Thank you very much. Scratch project is due on the done. Okay, let's move on. So now let's go back to our online compiler. Let's get back to our online compiler. Our online compiler is onlinegdb.com/online/_C++ compiler. Let's revise what I've done so far with you guys. And I'm also going to introduce you to another type of software called Dropbox. I have introduced you. That's right, I have introduced you, Dropbox. Dropbox, your first assessment, which was the MATLAB, you had to submit your file using the file request in Dropbox. So here's my Dropbox. If you look at my screen, it says Dropbox. I am looking for CMIN101 folder. Where's my CMIN101 folder? Let's look for it. Let's look for it. CMIN101 folder. All right, there we go. I got it. Now this folder, I need to share it with you. How do I share it with you? Ah, there we go. There's the study guide. Right. Let's share this guide with you. While we're waiting for it to share, I'll open it up. and I take all my programming examples from the study guide. All right. All the programming examples basically explain to you, the student, programming concepts. Programming concepts that I explained all has to do with either assignment statements, looping statements, or selection statements. All right. So you will need to find that. There we go. There's the study guide. That's my naughty son in the background there. Okay. All right. So the lesson that we would have dealt with was talking about assignment statements. All righty. Oh, it's 28 minutes past 3. Look at the time. I thought I'm going to have a quick lesson. Right, so I want you to take this study guide, and I'm going to teach you something which I should not have been showing you. Copy and paste. So you take the study guide from the Dropbox folder, you mark the text, I'll give you an example, and you simply paste this text into the online compiler. All right, so you copy it, and you paste it into our online compiler out there. And then you run the program to see what it does, okay? Right, I'm going to stop my lecture round about there. I said half an hour or so. I'm so glad we've come to a decision that the Scratch project is due on the 9th of November, and that we have the online right. So my naughty son is making noise out there. Right? I got to see to him. See, I told you, make sure that you finish your studies first, get your diploma certificate or your degree certificate, then you get your marriage certificate, and then you get the certificates of birth for your kids. Okay, right? All right. So I'm going to stop there now. Any questions? Speak now. All happy with the 9th of November? Oh, one more thing. If it's on the 10th of November, I'm going to start deducting marks. Because you guys agreed to the 9th of November. All right. Let's stop the recording and let's end the lecture out here. Thank you very much. Oh, we forgot. Wait a minute. Put your video on. Let's take a photo. Let's take a photo. I cut my video.
Sorry, sir. What's the question?
Yes. Ask a question.
Okay, about the Scratch.
What about it?
Let's say when I have two Popeyes, a cat and a bear,
Yes.
how can I make the cat answer the question being asked by a bear without touching anything to my laptop's keyboard?
Oh, that's a good point. So you want the bear to answer the question without using the while key pressed.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Okay. How about this? You keep control of the cat or the bear. So you make sure that the space bar has to be pressed for the bear to answer. So you include that in your instruction. You say when the cat asks a question, you'll say, what is climate change? Press the space bar to so the person has to press, the user has to press the space bar, and then the bear will answer. So for the bear, this bear sprite, you need to include the instruction to start when the space bar is pressed. We did that with Trishan's. Good question, very good question. I like that. Now, can you see for the assessment, I'll need to have a bear and a cat, or maybe some of you will have a boy and a girl. But I need to see two sprites, or no, that's four, two, right? Two sprites. I need to see that with some little music in the background too. Good question. Next question.
Say.
Raise your hand. And there's a hand. Raise your hand, then I know who's talking. P. Bongolo. Yes. Go ahead.
Where do we submit the Scratch project?
Very good question. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you a Google document, which is basically a spreadsheet, and you will only have to give me the link. That's all you gotta do. So you give me the link, I'll show it to you from my Scratch project. My Scratch project has a link. I'll simply have to give you the link. That's what I expect from you. Right? I'll post that into our, I'm posting into the WhatsApp group. So if you look at my link, I can mark it. Very good question, right? Or I'll expect you to email it to me. So there's my Scratch project, and I will collect that just similar to how I received the MATLAB assignments via a file request. This will be a Google Doc request. I'll open that on Monday. I'll put your student name and student number, and next to that, you simply have to enter in your URL. This https://scratch.mit.edu/projects/969705222/ is a URL. That's an address. Sibaya, Sibaya, you got a question for me? Go ahead, Sibaya. Unmute yourself.
Oh, yes, sir, it's SCB.
Oh, sorry, SCB. Yes, I'm
Yes, sir,
listening.
but I want to ask, how long do you want the assignment, the Scratch project to be?
It can be as long as you like, but these are the minimum criteria I want. I want to see a cat in there. Okay, not a cat, maybe a dog. That's why I introduced you in the beginning of the lesson to my dog. Okay, so you can have any animal. That's called a sprite. And then I want you to have another character in the project. So one must ask a question and one must answer the question. Okay, Sibia.
Oh, yes, I understand.
And the question must be related to climate change. I gave you all the questions on climate change in the beginning of the semester.
Yeah.
Right, so one will ask, what is climate change? The other one will answer. And you must be in control of the project. So you must say, press the space bar to continue. All right?
Yeah.
Similar to what I had done in my project. Yes, go ahead, next question. Speak now. 5, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. No. I'm stopping recording.